front yard. Ay, 30 on my wrist, what point to God? Big numbers, 100 in the bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, whole team counted, that's a big number.
Yeah, wrist man, check the wrist man, got him hot. Ay, man can't ball like this, man. Lord, past the pig skin when he stretch a distance. I'm talking a few 100,000 yards, you just on your 5th grand. Run it up, count it up.
We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas, and Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Minnesota Vikings and the Dallas Cowboys. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go now. 60-yard ball.
Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. On the ground, it's Cook. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? 2nd and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Right there, 54.
He'll look to throw. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 21. The first carry now for Tony Pollard. Tackle made by Eric Kendricks.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Here we go, 47. 55, 26.
Prescott to throw it. And he's got the hook up to Moore. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. Prescott from the gun. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
So on 4th down, here's Johnny Townsend to punt it. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This will be fielded at the 17. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM, it always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. They get 14 there. 1st down, Vikings.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
1st down, here's the run with Cook. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Go, go, go. Check. I 7, let's go. Get out the backfield.
57, Mike, 57. Here we go, let's bring it.
Ready, go.
2nd and 4. Complete. Smith has it. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Here's a quick throw to Thielen. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the 1st down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Let's get there. Jack. He's checking. He's checking. Crash. Did he head up?
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Ja'Kai Polite Gets him for a loss of 10 yards from his linebacker spot. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. They're going to look to throw. Looking for Thielen, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
A first down carry by Elliott. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. On the RPO, Prescott's going to keep it himself. And this is caught. It's Cooper. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal.
Here we go. Line 80. Mike 59. Here we go. Go to 54. Go to 54.
Here's Elliott. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That'll back them up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. The kick by Maher is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
57 to Mike. 57 to Mike. He's crashing. He's changed.
Here's 2nd and 8. And that one was nearly picked. Not sure he was accounting for the free safety. That brings up 3rd down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. They'll set up to throw. And he's able to find Diggs. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the 1st down.
Now, that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you make curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Oh, look at the juke. Stephon Diggs. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Certainly there are good things about quick strike offenses that score fast, but a long drive can also work to your advantage.
Mentally, they can't figure out how to slow you down, how to get off the field, how to get the ball back. They go to the bench wondering, what are we going to do next time in order to stop those guys?
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
A boost here to start the drive. After the penalty, it's 1st and 5.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D. Check. Cross. We're going to 54. Right in. Here we go. 46.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A big play there. hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season, as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point by Marr, up and good, and that makes it. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. There have been points on the board. We just saw back-to-back touchdown drives. I love it. I'm high-fiving our statistician, Christian McLeod, and you're angry. You're a defensive guy.
If you met one of my defensive coordinators, God rest his soul, I'm surprised he isn't in this booth right now wanting to really take you on. This is not football the way he sees it. He wants a good old-fashioned kicking game, defense, field position, and we're getting an up-and-down-the-field game here.
I'll take him. Where's his tombstone?
Boot Hill, baby.
2nd and 13. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well.
First down, Vikings.
On the set.
58, come on. All day, all day.
Back to throw now on first down. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9 at the 41-yard line.
Let's go.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Second and 9 now. No, bottled up fumble. It's out. It's loose.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Back to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one, as it's good from 56 yards out. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of...
And a big loss here as he's taken down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's second and a country mile. Prescott down. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Hey, kill. Check 26. Go to 54.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. Incomplete. Both players were there offensively and defensively, but it falls incomplete.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
A great return there of 22 yards. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10. They'll run on first down. Cook. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. DeMarcus Lawrence in on the tackle. 2nd and 5. It's caught. Smith. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. Now the Vikings will use the second as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
Ready. 15 lining. 54.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
Chopper.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Buying time to his left. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Here we go. Set. 10 Tucson.
Cook. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Dalvin Cook as the first half is winding down. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here of the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he'll just keep two hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. So we have come to halftime in what's already a two-touchdown game. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Again, it's Elliott. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
It's now 3rd down and 6.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Off the play fake, Prescott. And off his back foot, he'll heave this one into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 28. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
A 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. They'll set up a throw. And Diggs has it. He's at the 30. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They trail here by 24 points. Got to get going soon, you'd have to think, as they come up 1st and 10. Dak dropping this one off for Zeke. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover, the angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 13 yards and a first down, Cowboys. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Here we go. Line 8. Here we go. Go to 54. Go to 54. Line 8.
Hey, check Mike 39. Check Mike
26.
On 2nd and 11 now. Prescott. Throwing right, and that's complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 38-yard line. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Here's a quick hitch route, and the throw complete. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
They'll run with Elliott. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Prescott from the gun. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Now Prescott on 4th down. And this is caught. He hits more. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. He's got a man complete. It's Amari Cooper.
Complete to Amari Cooper. 1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the Vikings' 25-yard line.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Looking again that time for Amari Cooper, and it's 3rd down.
Here we go. Hey, kill! 47. Then we're going to 53. 26.
And again, it's Prescott. And he's going to go down. They get pursuing back at the 40. On the corner blitz that time, the sack goes to Denzel Ward. 3rd and long, defense with no fear. They brought the pressure.
Zero fear at all. That means they feel really good about the guys who are going to cover. But the biggest one is they think their pressure will get there before he has a chance to find an open receiver.
A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out? That just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
I'm playing.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Again, it's Cook. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Back now in Arlington. It's the Vikings in possession of the football and the lead. They'll be looking to add to that total as we begin quarter number 4.
She gonna get it probably. They just probably gave her Disney Plus because she got it through Verizon. All right.
The Vikings on 3rd down.
Got it like
They've
that.
been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. He'll look to throw. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he takes us down deep on the Cowboys side of the field. A big play there for Minnesota. 55 yards.
First down, Vikings.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Now Cook running right. He's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
All the icons and all that
At this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Running the jet sweep. This is Thielen with it. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line.
No load up.
It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Not your conventional play call, but that's okay. You probe the defense a little bit with some of everything in your playbook. That way they have to account for everything as the game moves on.
He'll drop to throw. Forced out, and he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage.
Well, this was a pass all the way, but he just kept buying time, didn't he? It was kind of like, wait.
This nigga's a jerk.
The outside toward the pylon, just straight ahead, middle third of the field.
Shortest distance between 2 points. Straight line.
They juked him. Yeah, he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
Ready? Mike, check. 50. Switch, hey. Win championships, baby.
Here's Prescott. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 15 there, and the Cowboys have a first.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
Wise asses be wise asses. Yo, nigga, if you want to get that, use that ESPN Plus.
I'll give you my now, first
just
and
log
10.
into ESPN Plus though, only though, because I don't think anybody else is going to use it. I'm sure I can log in more than once.
Prescott to throw it. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 15 there, and the Cowboys have a first. First down, Prescott. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Danielle Hunter, what a season he continues to have, his 5th.
I think the niggas just getting old, man. Think it's it, bro. Think the niggas getting old, B. Think the nigga is getting old. Dak Prescott. In my season.
15th sack of the campaign.
Yeah.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24.
Double XD.
Hey, Alpha. Right there. 54. Right there. 54, Mike. Come on. Get it.
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. On the right side, open is Gesicki. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. From the gun, Patterson. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 33. They've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you, push them deep, find some space, and open things up again. Being aggressive there, I think, will pay off for them. This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. 2nd and 10. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. It's a gain of 22 as we tick towards 2:22 on the clock. throwing on first down. Patterson. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Anthony Barr picks up his second sack of the afternoon. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Oh, that's official.
So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up.
It's now 3rd down and 1.
Come on, set. 15, Lonnie. 15 line. Go.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Patterson. Hard throw, incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Do the shit to my running back. Shit hit him in the back of the helmet.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. On 4th down, Patterson. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Vikings defense is going to get the football back.
Mike 54. Let's pick it up. It's our time, guys. Our time.
And they will take a knee here.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11.
Yo, stop your damn sniveling, Kaka.
Here we go. 70 inches.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, y'all. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home.
I hope they do. I'm losing 38-13.
Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee.
I'll get better, nigga. I'm fucking made it to the conference finals and damn near every league. I didn't win no good. No, you're right. There's a lot of people that can say that, though. So fuck out of here, nigga. Fucking Bam got booted. He ain't win no chip either. Quinn ain't win no chip. Yeah, nigga, conference finals. I won playoff games. It's a lot from a lot. Quinn had to cheat. Niggas had to cheat to get to where they had to get to, bro. The game before the Super Bowl, bro. Niggas had to cheat, yo. Nigga, Eric deadass. This nigga was deadass. Every time he got somebody to X Factor, he would trade them to Quinn. So now I'm only trading him to help him get better because I'm surprised he didn't win the Super Bowl. I swear to God, this is what we do. And how are you playing a league and you got somebody else helping you farm which and giving them to you
and in this
for
game,
picks and
maybe
shit
a
like that? Like,
championship
yo,
wasn't
I'm getting
won, but a
with the
game was
worth,
by the
but still.
defense, right? Held them to
But
just
it's
a
like, yo,
field
bro,
goal.
that shit is corny,
That's a heck
yo.
of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan, pretty good idea of what they wanted to accomplish.
Win mad
Just love the
games, get to the
execution,
playoffs.
love the tenacity, love the way they finished.
So for the Vikings, their battle to finish 500 gets a slight lift as they move to 6-8 on the year. And they will head back home. Meanwhile, for the
cheat ass niggas. I'm trying.